face-to-face conversation, you can definitely see it. My little stash is coming in pretty nicely too. Definitely not as dark as the chin hairs, but it's still there. I think that my voice has lowered a little bit the last 2 weeks, and my neck feels thicker. I put on a t-shirt the other day, and the way that it was sitting on my neck is what made me notice it. And when I touch it, it feels bigger. This video I wasn't really making it about my changes. I had a breast reduction surgery on the 29th of November, so just under 2 weeks ago, and I wanted to talk about that. My first 2 days after surgery were awful. It was horrible. Breathing hurt, sitting up hurt, walking around hurt. It was not fun, and it was like I felt like I was never gonna go back to normal. Just like thinking about going back to work, I was like, I'm never gonna be able to work again. Like this, there is no life after surgery. But on day 3 was when it was like, oh, okay, this isn't so bad. It was like a drastic change, night and day between the first 2 days and then day 3. On day 3, I noticed when I would sit up, or if I had been standing for a long time and then sat back down, my chest would gurgle, like fluid was moving around in my chest. It was, and I could feel it. I could feel it changing position. So, from what I gather, that is a seroma. And so I called my doctor, and they had me come in, and they took a 10cc syringe, and they poked the needle into my chest and sucked out fluid. They sucked out about 50 cc's of fluid just in one side, and then they took out about 10 cc's from the other side. So that's a lot more fluid than you're supposed to have in your chest after a reduction surgery. So they took that out, and then I left the doctor's office, and not an hour later, I could feel the fluid again. I called the next day, and they had me come back in, and they put in drains. They opened up the end of my incisions, and they fed a little tube through my chest, and that did not feel very good. That did not feel very good at all. I had drains until today. So from day 6 to day 10, I had drains in. I had to empty them out in the morning and at night, and they kept the drains in until I had less than 20 cc's of fluid in a 24-hour period. The drains were really annoying. I've never heard of any trans guy who had top surgery talk about the pain of the draining tubes. I had a lot of pain. I could feel it. The drains, you have to squeeze the bottom of it to create a vacuum, so it sucks out the fluid. And I'd never heard of anybody complain about the sucking and it hurting. And I'm guessing it's because no doctor or anything. This is my guess, is that because I still have mass. I think that's why it was so uncomfortable and so painful for me. Guys, after they have top surgery, they've got nothing left there, for the most part. So I think I still had like a lot of nerve endings and a lot of just the mass in general. I think that I've got a better idea of what top surgery is going to be like. Obviously, it's not going to be exactly the same, but I had the drains, and the incisions are very similar. Since I can't have top surgery for a little while, at least I got to have the experience. Plus, I was originally cup size a double D, and I am now a small B, I think. And I've still got swelling left, and of course testosterone is going to take its course, so I may even be smaller than what I am now by the time that I have top surgery. I'm very grateful for this free surgery. Thank you, insurance. Binding is a lot easier. I've been going out in one sports bra, which I never in my life had I gone out of the house since high school, maybe. Have I gone out in just one sports bra? No. You know, in the last year or so, the only time I ever went out in sports bras was to go to the gym. So the fact that I've been going out in one sports bra, without layering a ton, you know, and appearing flat, that has been a huge, huge blessing for me. It's been really awesome to not have to deal with as much. So I'm definitely happy about it. This year is going to be a lot easier, a lot less stressful, a lot less baggage to carry around, figuratively and literally. So I'm happy about it. You know, I still having a hard time when the doctor is like, you should be able to start wearing small bathing suits and low-cut dresses right away. You can go ahead and start doing that now. And it's like, you know, stuff like that. That's just like, that's the stuff that I had such a hard time with. You know, the mixed feelings about having a breast reduction surgery. Yes, I have less to deal with, but I still have stuff to deal with. You know, it's still not my chest. 6 weeks on T, a month and a half. These last 2 weeks have gone by really fast. I'm extremely grateful that they haven't been like the first 3 weeks of being on testosterone. Ellen's on. I gotta go. So I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Have a good one.